Hi, I'm Dr. Aruna Chauhan, a Canadian certified career counselor and an educator with more than a decade experience. In this video, I'm going to talk about online interviews. So, some companies prefer to conduct virtual job interviews instead of holding in person meetings. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few tips while taking up online interviews. Understanding how to prepare for an interview online can improve your performance and help to advance your career. Sometimes people are uncomfortable with the technology or how they look or sound on camera. The best way you can do is practice and use these tips. Well, there are two types of online interviews. One is video recording and second is video call. So, when it's a video recording, sometimes the employer asks you to record yourself answering the questions. You can then upload your video and send it before the deadline. So, there are certain instructions given to you and you need to follow them. For example, the time, duration, and the number of questions. Some employers may provide you with a set of questions, while other may have you answer question in real time through an automatic recording process. Or there can be some sort of video calls. A video call interview is one of the most common types of virtual interviews, especially after COVID 19. You are sent an email with the date and the time of the meeting and the video platform they want you to use. Many a times they send you a link or meeting ID or password. So it's important that you download that video program and install the necessary material before the interview. So consider testing your microphone and built-in camera or acquire an external camera if your computer doesn't have one. While in a video call interview, you speak the interviewer in real time, like an in-person interview, answering question and explain why you are suitable for the job. So here are a few tips that you can follow. The first step is inspect your gadget. That's much more important. People have more than one gadget sometimes, such as they have tablets, they have computer or smartphone. It's always good to choose the one you are most comfortable with, and at the same time, it's reliable. It's a reliable technology. I will suggest that computer will be the best. If necessary, you can borrow it from others. So, moreover, even every feature should work correctly, such as your camera, your microphone, speaker, the screen resolution, headphone, battery, and most important is the internet connection. Next step is right location. Um, Use a room that you can shut out distractions. When I say distraction, there should be no noise all around, or the lighting system should be proper. It should display a generic background. Nowadays, some video calls programs have background photographs that you can use during your calls. So consider avoiding this feature. While instead of, I will suggest organize your room to minimize distraction. And when your recruiter is making you a call, just present a welcoming environment. Next step is print relevant documents. That's very important. The day before your interview, I will suggest that make a list of the document that can help you prepare, such as your resume, the covering letter you have submitted them, advertisement of the job or the job description, or a summary of the potential talking points that you want that your recruiter should remember about you. For example, most interviewers ask you to describe a situation where you encountered a problem, or how you handled a stressful situation, or what was your best performance in your previous job, and then the different skills and the knowledge you have used. So, a summary of these examples can be a valuable reference during the interview, or you can make stories of your and just write in bullet points so that you remember at the time of your online interview. The next tip here is dress professionally. Well, some people think that it's an online interview, so it doesn't matter, but it do. What you wear during an interview convey your level of professionalism to the interviewer. So even though you are in your home for the interview, it's important to dress appropriately for the occasion. Consider a semi-formal to formal outfit depend upon your situation, your position, and the company. But at the same time, I will suggest that do research on the general dress code for the company you are interviewing in. So, if you are unsure, I will suggest that just have a look on the pictures on the website of the company so that you come to know what type of culture is there. Looking direction. So it's equally important that you look directly into the camera. You might be tempted to look at the monitor or yourself, but focus on making eye contact with your interviewer via the camera, because when you make an eye contact, it give you positivity, and it strong the professional relationship between the recruiter and you. Next tip is consider technical difficulties. Well, it always happens. Sometimes, mostly technical difficulties may disrupt a digital interview, whether it's a power outage, problem in the video call software, or the internet shutting down. So, always contact your interviewer and suggest a backup plan in case of technical difficulties. You can move the interview to a later date or switch to a video call through your phone. So, always have a backup plan ready if something goes wrong the day of interview. Um, so, I would suggest that confirm with your interviewer in advance of the interview that you will switch to phone call if some technology connection have some issues. The next tip here is keep your pen and paper ready. Most of the time, it happens due to the excitement of the interview and for having technical efficiency, we just forget to have a pen and paper. For example, if your recruiter is giving you something to write down, or you find something important, that time you just confused and looking for the stuff where to write and how to write. And at the same time, if you are not good with the computers, then it's very difficult to write down at the same time and attending an interview simultaneously. So it's always good to keep a pen and paper ready. Next tip here is schedule at least one mock interview. That's very important. So, under as close to identical circumstances as possible, schedule an interview with a friend or a family member or some relative. You can call them, they can ask you a few questions, and in that time limitation, you may answer those questions. It's always good to prepare for prepare through mock interviews before the actual interview. Remain positive. That's very important. From the beginning till the last, either whatever the result of your interview will be, it should not affect on your positivity always, because when you are positive, then you are enthusiastic for your work. So it's always good to remain positive. The next and the last tip here is Follow up email after interview. That's very, very important. We take interview and we forget. It's always good to write a thank you note after the interview. Just as with any other job hunting situation, follow up your interviewer with a thank you note to for their time and their consideration, and how excited you are for this job position, and it was wonderful for you to share your credential with them. Or it can also be a sort of that follow up is on progress. It's giving them a positive view about yourself. So I believe all these online tips will surely help you while preparing for your online interview. The only thing I will say that practice, practice, and practice more is the key to success. Thank you so much.